Hello everybody, I'm going to show you in this video how to burn your kit in for the first time. And so you've already split a fireboard down there on the ground. You can see the handpiece next to the knife. And the fire drill has already had the tops rounded, the top and the bottom rounded. You can see like that here in the picture. And it's really multifaceted. You can see the lots of little cut marks. And I kind of think about the shape of that being like what an interior dome might look like of a dome in Persia, in like a big Persian building. Just do a nice, good job with that. So then it's important to remember what's your top and your bottom. And so I'm going to make a little mark here. And that's going to always be my top. And then placing the bottom down here on your fireboard, kind of center it like that, and then go around with the tip of your knife and mark the circumference with little pinprick knife point pricks. And then you have a nice, the nice exact circumference of that marked. And you might not be able to see that in the video, but I can see I have about 15 little dots showing me the exact circumference. And then I flipped the spindle upside down here, and I'm going to do the same on my handpiece. Okay, so once I have those marked out, I can go with my knife around there and pressing directly down, I'm connecting all the dots. And I'm probably cutting down in, I don't know the measurement, it's quite a micro amount, but it's going to be just enough cut in that I can then, after I cut all the way around the circumference, I can pop a piece out like that. And so then what we're doing, we're basically making a place for the dome of our spindle to get a good seat. Now if you were just like out in the bush and didn't have a knife, you might find a good rock that's got a nice point and just spin it in place to dig out a seat for your spindle. And then you might take the spindle and rub it on an abrasive rock like this until you have a nice dome, and then they would fit. And so okay, so that fits really good, and then I'm going to do the same on my fireboard. And you saw right there, I kind of skipped the step of connecting the dots. And with the right skill with a knife, I can kind of do that in one fell swoop. I'm like pushing in, and it's a bit of a chiseling motion. Initially it's probably better just to connect the dots because you don't want to split pieces of wood out the end. You're really just trying to dig out just this hole. So once you have those two plate pieces set like that, and you have a good seat for both bottom and top, you can put the spindle in your bow that you've already tied, and that's in another video of how to tie a rope onto your bow. And to spin it into your bow here, this end of my spindle is going to go down, so I start with it aiming up, and then I spin it into place so it locks onto the bow. And I'm going to place my foot kind of close to the hole in the fireboard so that when I put my handpiece on top, my wrist locks right in with my ankle, and that provides some extra stability. So burning it in, our goal is to actually burn the top handpiece and the bottom piece at the fireboard initially. So we want to burn them both in. So I can feel my handpiece already burning really nicely. There's a little squeaky there. It took a little bit longer to get the baseboard to burn as well. But you can see here the handpiece has a nice burned hole, and that's the piece that goes into the handpiece burned. And then as well the bottom of the spindle there is burned, and the baseboard you can see also has a nice burned hole. And so after that's completed, you want to take the piece that goes into your hand and you want to find some sort of way to remove its ability to have friction inside the handpiece anymore. The burning was just to get a good fit, and so I'm putting soap on it right now. But you could also use anything probably you could find in nature that is greasy. And the edge of the nose on your nose is tends to secrete enough grease that you can rub this on the edge of your nose, on the sides of your nose, and get enough lubrication so that it won't burn anymore in the future. So now this piece is just going to spin in the handpiece without burning anymore, and then the base is ready to make fire.